There's always been those times when I needed a breather, when I might need a quick break from being the leader. Cause I'm just human, you gotta feel that we're all just here.
So, are you guys ready? Without further ado, I would love a big round of applause for the cast and director of Little. Ready?
When I first did promo for Insecure, this was like one of our first stops.
Hey, it's Jill Munroe for EURweb, and we are in ATL, shorty, for the premiere of Little, starring Issa Rae, Marsai Martin, and Regina Hall. Check it out. Why did you decide to commit to black women and showcasing their stories through your company?
Why not? Black women are amazing. Period. I mean, seriously, these stories should be told. And the fact that other people aren't telling them, I'll step in, I'll tell them, because first of all, the black female audience is amazing. These are stories that haven't been told enough, haven't been told in the way that they should. So I'm proud to be able to be somebody that uses my power to come in and tell these stories.
So you're here with your family. How do you involve them in your work, or how do they impact your work?
They influence everything I do. I mean, I've got my mom here, I have my daughter, I have my amazing wife. They influence what I do. You know, that's the reality, is that I make movies where I hope they can see themselves. I make movies where I hope that I can go tell their stories in ways that will feel relatable and organic to them and the type of women that they are.
So, 14-year-old you, if you could go right now back to 14-year-old you, what would be the first thing you would do?
I would try to figure out how to get back to being 34 immediately. I'd be like, I can't go through this again. High school's rough, man. But I think I would have at least embraced more of the 90s music at the time, because there's just, what was that, late 90s, early 2000s for me. And it was just a good time.
I don't know. I think I would really enjoy being 14. I think so often when you're young, you're like anxious to be 15 and then anxious to be 16. I think I would enjoy being, 14 and just being present in the gifts of being a teenager. And I would probably, know to embrace the things that made me different from everyone else, as opposed to trying to mask them or, But I had a lot of fun at 14. I had my best friend, and we're still best friends, so it's pretty good.
So what I want to know is, what did you do to celebrate? You completed your first film as an actress, producer, creator. How did you celebrate that?
I actually celebrated by sleeping, because that's really good to do. I think just talking to my family, because, since they're usually out of town or they live in a different place, I like to talk to them and keep them updated on like what's going on, because that's my favorite part, to see their reaction on things that I love to do, and just, keep on making them proud.
What was your most fun moment filming this?
Most fun moment is definitely the clothes. That first fitting for Little, I was like, yes to everything.
Did you keep the wardrobe?
No, I did not, but it was great while it lasted.
The premise of Little is about a woman being sent back with all the knowledge that she has and kind of learning her lessons. What would you say to your 14-year-old self?
To my 14-year-old self, I would say, take your time and be a kid. Because life just moves fast enough. Take your time, get your grades together, because there's a lot of life after being a teenager. There really is.
Let's see, do we want to start with this season 11 Hip Hop Atlanta, or do we 7 seasons ago. No, let's talk about you really quick. The thing with Little is that an adult is transferred back to a 14-year-old self. So what would you do if you take your knowledge now and go back to your 14-year-old self?
Oh, man. I would have so many businesses, so much real estate, so much, oh my gosh. I would definitely be a mogul at 14.
Would you still do Love and Hip Hop?
That's a good question. At 14? Yeah, why not? I want to do it all.
When is Insecure coming back? We want to know.
That's a question wasted because I don't know yet. Yeah, I know I'm going back to the writers' room in May, but I don't know when it's coming back yet.